How did individuals of earlier times manage to master so many science and disciplines? It's a very good question that I've pondered a lot. Fakhruddin al-Razi says in the introduction to his tafsir, he says that I know that what I know could not be learned in one lifetime. So, these people were given gifts from God. This divine infusion. The Prophet, when Hassan ibn Thabit used to do the hijah of the mushrikeen, he said, Ahju wa ayyadak Allah bi ruh al-Qudus. Speak your poetry against them and may God strengthen you with the Holy Spirit. So the Ruh al-Qudus is real, the angels are real. These people have Malakani inspiration, they have Ilham. Ahmed bin Idris, one of the great scholars of the 19th century, if he wanted an ayah of Quran, he looked in his right palm. If he wanted a hadith, he used to look in his left palm. We have Palm Pilot now, so that's a different type of Palm Pilot. Imam Shafi, when he studied with Imam Malik, he used to do this. He was only 15, and Imam Malik, it was bothering him. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm too poor to afford ink and paper, so this is the way I memorize." He said, how do you do that? He said, "Well, I write it in my palm and then I remember it." He said, "Let me hear what I just recited to you." And he recited it back verbatim. And Imam Malik was very impressed with him. And he told him to have taqwa. And he said, you're going to have an affair. Inna laka sha'na. You're going to be somebody. So have taqwa. But that was Imam Shafi'i. He said that once he saw the wind lifted the dress of a woman and his eye lingered longer than it should have. And when he got back, he used to memorize the lawh with one reading, and it was taking him more than one reading. So he went and he said, "Shakawtu ila waki'i su'a hifdhi, farshadani bitark al-ma'asi, wa qala inna al-ilma nurun, wa nur Allah la yuhda li'asi." He said, "I complained to Waki' about my bad memory. And so he told me, don't disobey your Lord, because knowledge is a light and the light is not guided to disobedient ones." So, but I know my own teachers mastered many, many sciences. So I know part of it is really hard work and himma, but another aspect is tawfiq from Allah, retentive memory, insights. Those are all gifts. But I mean, Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya, his Muhammad Saddam Wud Shain was his teacher in Arabic. And he said he doesn't think that Sibawi was more knowledgeable in Arabic than Muhammad Saddam Wud Shain. Muhammad Saddam Wud Shain, Sheikh Abdullah studied with him. He wrote 1,000 lines on the muthallathat, which are the words in Arabic that can have three different diacritical marks on them. Like jaddu, jiddu, and juddu. So that's a muthallath, because each one means something different. So he wrote 1,000-line poetry on all the words that have that, which Sheikh Abdullah studied with him. In Arabic, he learned the Alfiya, which is 1,000 lines, with the shawahid that goes with that. And then he learned 3,000 lines of the ihmirar on top of that, which are all the additions. And even his own teacher, Muhammad Saddam Wud Shain, corrected Ibn Malik in different places in the Alfiya, showing that his opinion was a weaker opinion. And that's just in the Arabic language. One of the scholars that I met knew the Qamus of Al-Fayruz Abadi, several thousand-page book by heart. Could quote any page. So Sheikh Abdullah learned the 10 qira'ats. He memorized the Shatibiya. He knows the 10 qira'ats. He's taught tafsir for many years. There's no word in the Quran that he doesn't know the meaning of. The tafsir of Asbab al-Nuzul. In Usul, he mastered the works of Imam Shatibi, of Imam al-Qarafi, and of Imam al-Ghazali. And then in Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. In furu', which are the branches, because usul are the dalail al-ijmaliyah, and then the furu' are the dalail al-tafsiliyah. In the furu' he versified the book of Ibn Rushd, which is Bidayat al-Mujtahid. So he versified several thousand lines of poetry so that he would memorize the dalils from the other madhabs. So that's somebody that I studied with and know personally. So unfortunately, we're losing. These people are dying off, and may Allah preserve him, give him a long life. But we had great scholars in our ummah for centuries, and this is one of the dangers. That's why some of the young people need to turn off the Facebooks and turn off all this stuff and really try to learn this knowledge and take it seriously, because يحمل هذا العلم من كل قرن عدوله. That this knowledge is carried in each generation by upright people. The adl is, they have to be upright. So وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Have taqwa. Allah teaches, even though that's not a jumla shartiyya. The meaning is, man amila bima alima awrathu Allahu ilma ma lam ya'lam. Whoever acts according to his knowledge, God will give him knowledge that he didn't know. And there's ilm ladunni, there's kasbi and wahbi. So there's kasbi knowledge, and then there's wahbi knowledge. Kasbi knowledge is earned and acquired, but wahbi knowledge is given, and it's given because of the kasb, because of the ikhlas, these things.